Hey, sixth graders, welcome back. Today I'm really excited to dive into some really cool technology to kind of get some practice with plotting points on the coordinate plane, as well as today drawing shapes on the coordinate plane. In order to do this, our practice looks a little bit different. We're not using the same platform as before, so it's really important that you watch the entire video. So go ahead and make me a pinky promise right now that you're going to watch the entire video from now all the way until the end. This is just going to help you make sure you know exactly what to do, that you're logged in correctly, and that you're earning all of the points available to you for completion, not just accuracy, okay? So first things first, normally we set up notes. We're actually not going to be, I'm not going to be modeling any formal notes today. However, go ahead and have your math notebook out so that if there's anything that you want to jot down so that you're ready for your quiz on Friday, you have the space to do that. Additionally, you have your notes from the previous lessons to reference, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, you're not going to do yet. First, you're going to watch me do it. I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, Shapes on the Coordinate Plane applet. You're going to do this in a minute. I just want to show you how the applet works, just like I would if we were in class together, okay? When you click on this link, it's going to take you to this screen. It says Plotting Polygons. I'm going to read the instructions. I want you to follow along with me. Here are the coordinates for 4 polygons. What's a polygon? Yeah, a polygon is just a shape. It has straight sides and it's closed. It doesn't have any parts that are open or overlapping. So it has straight sides, it's a closed figure. An example of a polygon is a rectangle, a triangle, a quadrilateral. Move the slider to choose the polygon you want to plot. Move the points in order to their locations on the coordinate plane. Sketch each one before changing the slider. Okay, so there's 4 polygons here. Their coordinates, or the ordered pairs of their endpoints, their vertices, are listed here. Okay, so here's the slider it's talking about. You are going to, in a minute, choose polygon 1, 2, 3, or 4. When I change the slider, here's the coordinates for polygon 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and model polygon 4. So what it's asking me to do is plot these points in order. So I'm going to start with A, and I'm going to drag A to this ordered pair. So this ordered pair is negative 5, 1. I'm going to drag this point. Notice how it starts forming a polygon here. I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to drag it to negative 5, positive 1. And then I'm going to let go and leave A right there. Now this looks like a crazy obtuse triangle. I'm going to keep dragging these points, B, C, D, and E, following this order. So the next point goes at negative 3, negative 3. So here I am at 0. Here's negative 3 on the X axis, and here's negative 3 on the Y axis. C was negative 1, negative 2. Thanks for still watching me. You'll get a chance to try yours in just a second. 0, 3, 0, 3, and E, negative 5, 1. Oops, that was negative 4. Did I do this right? Oh, I missed one. I missed negative 3, 3. There we go. All right, I'm going to double check just to make sure I've got them all. So A should be at negative 5, 1. B should be at negative 3, negative 3. Yep. C should be at negative 1, negative 2. D should be at 0, 3. So 0 on the x-axis. Don't go anywhere left or right. Just go up. 3 on the y-axis. Then this is the one I originally forgot. Sorry. Negative 3, 3. Negative 3. Positive 3. And then this last point right here, negative 5, 1, is just a repeat of the first point. I don't have any others to drag there, but it would be like if I was actually drawing this with a ruler, I would connect it back to that first point, okay? Cool. So how do I know if I got it right? This applet has a really cool feature, this button down here that says check. I can click that and it's going to tell me if I put all of these points in the right spot. I got 5 out of 5, which means I nailed it. If one of these points were in the wrong spot for polygon 4, it would show me 4 out of 5, and I'd have to go back and figure out which one was in the the incorrect spot, okay? What I want you to do in just a second when I say go is pause the video, click the link that will open to a new tab, then choose either polygon 1 or 2 or 3, Okay, don't choose 4 because I've given you the answer already. Okay, go ahead and do that now. Pause the video. Awesome, so you should have clicked the link already and completed your polygon. I want to show you the correct locations. If you were stuck, if you got one wrong, these are the correct locations. Please feel free to pause the video here to check your work. Awesome. So we've already met the first part of our objective today, which is to build shapes on the coordinate plane. But one thing we also need to do is plot using an ordered pair. So instead of just dragging, we actually need to do that plotting work ourselves. And then the second part of our objective today is we actually also need to do things like find the perimeter of these shapes using our skills like distance of a line segment on a coordinate plane. We're going to put all those skills together. Okay. In order to do this, in your Google form, you probably noticed when you were clicking on this first one, you noticed a second link. So I want to read these instructions. Please follow along with me. In order to complete the guided practice and independent practice today, you're going to click this link to complete your guided practice and independent practice. Follow along with the video. You're already crushing it for questions 1 through 3. Remember to sign in with Google. Questions 1 through 3 are covered in the video, so you will get those questions 100% correct if you watch the video. Questions 4 through 8 are independent practice. Your score, that should say you will get your score right away. I'll fix that. You will get your score right away, okay? So in just a second, we're all gonna click here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like first. The reason that I don't want you to click it yet is because I made an account for you and I want you to know how to get into your account, okay? This is a new website for you to use. Maybe you've used it in a previous math class before. Awesome, so it's gonna take me to this website called Edulastic. And when I get here, this is how, you need to make sure you're doing this exactly how I do it. That way you get into your account, you can see the assignment correctly. You're gonna click this very first button that says sign in with Google. I'm going to pretend to be Daylin today, so it looks like it's going to look for you instead of for me. So I'm going to select my Google account. You're going to select your Google account. Okay. I'm going to allow Edulastic to access my Google Classroom. That way I can get my grade really easily. Awesome. I've already actually played around and tested this, so it will, for you, start on question 1, and your screen will look just like this, okay? We're gonna meet right back here for question 1, and we'll do it together so I can show you the tool. Please pause the video and click on the link below so that you get to this screen. Remember to click sign in with Google. Awesome, so your screen on the other tab should look just like this one. I wanna show you what it looks like to graph these points, okay? We're already really good at graphing points, but I just wanna show you the way this tool or this applet works. The question says graph the following points on the coordinate plane. Here are the points A, B, and C with their pairs. If I want to graph a point, I'm looking for this little black triangle. The first point is already selected for me. If I click on it, the black triangle stays there. That just means I'm about to plot point A wherever I click on the graph, okay? So I want to put point A at -4, 0. So my X value is -4. My Y value is 0. I'm gonna go ahead and click here, and you can see a point got plotted right there on A, okay? Now, what if I made a mistake and I put it in the wrong spot? I can just click undo and go back. I don't see any black arrows here, so I'm gonna click on point A. Now I'm ready to select -4, 0. Pause the video, plot point A, point B, and point C. Awesome, you should have all 3 points plotted. I'll just show you the answer now. Point B is at -10, +3, and point C is at -10, -3. Awesome. Please triple check that those points are in the correct place. If one of them is off, then you won't get full credit on this question. So pause the video here and check that those 3 points are in the correct spot. We're going to move on to question 2. All right. Question 2 says plot the coordinates and join them to make a closed figure. So you're going to place 3 points and 3 segments. You'll notice up here there's a point tool and a segment tool. The point tool works just the same as before. I'm going to go ahead and plot the point 5, 2, the point -2, -4. You'll do this on your own in just a second. And my last point is 0, 3. So there are my 3 points. I just want to show you how this segment tool works. If I click the segment tool, I'm going to just click on a starting point. So I want to draw a segment between here and here. So I'm just going to click on the first point, and you'll notice it draws a 2-unit long segment going out to the side. That's not exactly how I want it. I want to go ahead and drag it over to the correct location. And now I have a segment connecting these 2 points. I'll show you one more time. I'm going to click on my segment tool. Let's say I want to start here and I want to draw it all the way over here. It doesn't really drag very well, at least for me. So I just click on the starting point and then I drag the end point over to my second ordered pair. Pause the video, answer question 2 now. All right, you should have question 2 done. I have one more step and you need this in order to get credit on this question 2. You should end up with a triangle. This looks like a scalene triangle. It might be close to a right triangle. It's hard to tell. Awesome. Let's do question 3. This is the last one we'll do together, and it's really great preparation for your quiz on Friday. The design for a playground is represented on the coordinate plane below, where the units are in yards. A fence will be built around the perimeter of the entire playground. Do you remember this word perimeter? What does it mean? What's the perimeter of a shape? Yeah, the perimeter is the distance around the shape, or it's the sum of all the side lengths. So to find the perimeter, I just find all the side lengths and I add them together, and that's it. This is a great opportunity to jot that down on your notes if you didn't remember that on your own. You're definitely going to need that knowledge for your quiz on Friday, as well as your independent practice today. All right, the fence is built around, it looks like this is the fence. So the playground is this funky kind of, it's like a rectangular shape with a little square added on almost. All right angles here. Okay, the question is how many yards of fencing will be needed to build the fence? When it says how many yards of fencing, I know that means what's the perimeter of this shape? What's the sum of all the side lengths? So in order to figure this out, it looks like it's multiple choice, and I've got some answers that are close together. So it looks like I need to actually calculate the perimeter fully. I'm going to go ahead and do that using this scratch pad to show my work. I think this is helpful because holding a lot of numbers in your head is just a great way to make a mistake. And if we want to be really careful and avoid a mistake, we've got to just jot some of our thinking down as we go. So if you click scratch pad, you'll see this sort of rectangular piece come up for you. And again, I'm going to give you a second to do this on your own. So right now, just watch me, and then I'll give you a chance to pause the video and try it. Okay. This rectangular piece comes up, and it means we can draw or write inside there. I do think it's helpful. It would be helpful if I could just label every side length. However, it doesn't let me draw down here this far. So what I do is I click this text function, and then I just click to make a text box, and I can move it around if I want to still read the question. But I'm just going to type in my work here so that I don't lose it. You could also do this on scratch paper instead. It's totally up to you. The scratch pad's not required. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do and what I want to show you is I'm going to find the perimeter. I actually want to give you a chance in just a second to try this on your own before I do. But what I do is I'm going to jot myself a note. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to write all the side lengths together with addition signs. So I'm looking at this shape, and I'm seeing, let's see, it looks like every box is 0.5 or 1/2. So 2 boxes is 1, and then there's -2, right? So every box is a half. So if I'm going to start with the top side, I'm going to count 2 boxes is 1 whole, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 for the top face. I'm going to write 5 plus, and then I'm going to count the next face. and I'm going to write its value at the top. Okay. Then I'm going to write the next face and write its value all the way until I've got it all the way around. Then I'm just going to add them together. Okay. I'm going to set a timer. It's got 2.5 minutes on it. You've got 2.5 minutes to answer this question. Meet me back here when you're done. We have about 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. Remember, you're calculating the sum of all the side lengths. So find every side length and add them together. Last 15 seconds. If you need more time, come on back over and pause the video. All right, make sure you're back on this tab so you can see the video. And I want to share with you my answer, my thinking. Remember, the correct thinking needs to be in your Edge Elastic assignment, so make sure you just stick around for the whole video so you get all the correct answers, okay? Here's my thinking. I started with that top side, had a length of 5, and then I just went down and around every single side length, okay? So a side length of 5, this vertical side had 2.5. So remember, every box is worth half. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 0.5 is 2.5, okay? Just a reminder, one thing that I often see incorrectly is if you put 3 right here, you made a really common mistake that I'm seeing sometimes as we are completing our work with distance on the coordinate plane. Remember to count the box, not the line, okay? So if you got 3 here, you counted half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and you counted like where the points go or where the grid lines are. Actually, you need to count the length of the box. Think of it like how many complete side lengths are there. In this case, here is 1/2, so 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. So be super careful. Maybe you made that mistake. If you did, you probably made it a few more times. So pause the video here and check your work, okay? When I add all these together, I just added in a way that made sense to me, and I got 21 as my answer. If you click that update, it saves your work so that I can see it, and I will go in and look for it. I'd love to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and select my answer A. Go ahead and switch over, pause the video, and just go ahead and answer the Edge Elastic question number 3. Awesome. So you should have correct answers for number 1, number 2, and number 3. So that's 3 free points right away. Questions 4 through 8 of this assignment are your independent practice. There's no extra practice on Illuminate or on Tutor, that math platform, except for your skill builder, which is also linked in your Google form. So this is the entire independent practice. So what you need to do is click next and keep going, starting with question 4 all the way through question 8, then submit your assignment. When you do that, it's going to take you to this screen. I can't see the submit button. And then you need to click submit, and it's going to show you your answer right away. So it's going to tell you how many points out of 9 did you get. In order to get the final point out of your 10 points for today, just make sure you go into your Google form and you click on the link to your skill builder. So your 9 points comes from guided practice and independent practice. Your skill builder is 1 final point, and then go ahead and click submit in the Google form and you are good to go. If you would like some help getting into Edulastic or just some help on the content too, Mr. Zamora will be in office hours today at 3:15, or as always, shoot me an email if you need some extra support. Great work today. Can't wait to see your work. I'll see you back here tomorrow.